All right, let's dive into Peru travel. It seems like you're looking at Machu Picchu, the Amazon, and, well, pretty much everything in between. We're here to go through all those sources and help you plan, like, the perfect Peruvian adventure.
Sounds like you're in the right place. We'll go beyond just the usual tourist spots, uncover some hidden gems, and give you some practical advice to make sure you have a truly unforgettable trip.
Love it. Okay, so first question.
Mm.
The sources mention Peru as a land of contrasts. I'm picturing, like, those soaring Andean peaks right next to lush Amazonian rainforests. Am I on the right track?
You are. That's actually one of Peru's biggest draws. It's incredible geographical diversity. You could go from trekking in the Andes, where some peaks reach over 20,000 feet, to exploring the depths of the Amazon all in one trip. And let's not forget the Pacific coastline. It adds a whole other dimension to the landscape.
So, mountains, rainforest, and coast, all in one country. That explains why it's such a popular destination. But you know what really grabs my attention? It's the ancient civilizations mentioned in the sources, like the Incas and the Nazca. I know those names, but remind me why they're so important.
You're right to be fascinated by them. The Inca Empire is probably the most well known, with Machu Picchu as its crown jewel. But what's truly captivating is how their culture is still woven into the fabric of Peru today. Millions of people still speak Quechua, the Inca language, and their ingenious agricultural terraces, they're still used high in the mountains. It's really like stepping back in time.
Wow, I'm already picturing myself exploring those ancient terraces. But before I get, totally carried away, let's talk about some of the practical stuff. Our sources mentioned visas and health precautions, things I definitely want to be prepared for.
Thinking like a seasoned traveler. The good news is, for most Western countries, you get 183 days visa-free on arrival. Plenty of time to explore. But, as always, double-check those specific requirements for your nationality before you book anything.
It's noted. Now, on to health. Anything beyond the standard travel vaccinations?
Standard vaccinations are a must, of course, but if you're going into the Amazon or remote areas, the yellow fever vaccination is highly recommended. And this is especially crucial for someone like you eyeing those high-altitude adventures. Altitude acclimatization in the Andes is key.
Okay, altitude acclimatization, that's about avoiding altitude sickness, right? Dizziness, headaches, all that.
Exactly. It's no joke. It can seriously derail your trip. Trust me. I learned that hard way once. Let's just say a planned Andean trek turned into a very slow, very headache-filled experience. So take it slow, drink plenty of water, and maybe consider spending a few days at a lower altitude before tackling those mountain peaks.
Duly noted. I'll be packing, like, tons of coca tea, the local remedy. Speaking of planning, when's the best time to visit Peru?
Excellent question. The dry season, from May to October, generally offers the best weather. Think clear skies, perfect for those iconic Machu Picchu photos. However, it's also peak tourist season, so expect crowds and higher prices.
Makes sense. Are there any alternatives for someone who prefers a quieter experience and maybe with less impact on the wallet?
The shoulder seasons, April to May and September to October, are a great compromise. You'll still find decent weather with fewer crowds and potentially lower prices. Plus, the Amazon is best explored during the dry season, while the coast is actually pleasant year-round.
Perfect. Now that we've covered the essentials, let's dive into some specific regions, starting with Lima, the capital city on the coast.
Lima often gets overlooked, but it offers so much more than just a stopover. Instead of seeing it as one city, think of it as, like, three distinct experiences: modern luxury in Miraflores, bohemian charm in Barranco, and historical grandeur in the historic downtown.
Three distinct experiences, I like that. Tell me more about these different sides of Lima.
So first up, Miraflores. Imagine modern, upscale with breathtaking clifftop views of the Pacific. You'll find trendy boutiques, restaurants, and even a beachfront mall called Larcomar.
A beachfront mall. That's not what I expected.
Exactly. Lima is full of surprises. Then there's Barranco, a bohemian haven with an artsy vibe and lively nightlife. Imagine colorful streets, local art galleries, and strolling across the Puente de los Suspiros, the Bridge of Sighs, for that romantic touch.
Okay, Barranco is definitely going on my list. What about the third experience?
That would be historic downtown, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Picture grand colonial architecture, plazas bustling with life, and a palpable sense of history. The Plaza Mayor, surrounded by beautiful colonial buildings, is a must-see. It's like stepping back in time to the era of Spanish conquistadors.
Wow, these all sound amazing. If I only had a few days in Lima, which experience would you recommend? Or can I, like, realistically squeeze all three in?
It really depends on your priorities. For modern luxury and those ocean views, head to Miraflores. For bohemian charm and a vibrant art scene, Barranca's your spot. And for history buffs who love colonial architecture, historic downtown is a must. Honestly, each experience is unique and worth exploring if you have the time.
All right, challenge accepted. I'll try to fit them all in. Now, before we move on, let's talk food. The sources rave about Lima's culinary scene, calling it a foodie heaven. What dishes absolutely cannot be missed?
Well, you can't talk about Peruvian food without mentioning ceviche, the national dish. It's fresh, raw fish marinated in citrus juices, often with chili peppers, onions, and cilantro. The flavors are incredibly fresh, tangy, and absolutely delicious.
Ceviche is definitely on my list, but I'm also curious about the other influences that have shaped Peruvian cuisine.
Lima's food scene is a real melting pot of flavors, reflecting the country's diverse history and population. Indigenous Andean ingredients blend with Spanish, African, and Asian influences, creating a truly unique and delicious fusion.
Okay, my mouth is officially watering.
Yeah.
Now let's journey onwards to Cusco, the gateway to Machu Picchu, and a city steeped in history. What makes this city so special?
Cusco was the heart of the Inca Empire, and legend has it that the city was laid out in the shape of a puma.
Hold on, a puma? Why a puma?
The puma represented strength and wisdom to the Incas. This deliberate design demonstrates how deeply their beliefs and symbols were intertwined with their city planning. It adds a whole other layer to exploring Cusco's historical sites.
Wow, that's fascinating. I'm starting to see why Cusco is considered a must-visit. What are some of the key attractions there? I'm guessing we'll need a few days to explore everything.
You'll definitely want to dedicate a few days to Cusco. Start with Sacsayhuaman, a remarkable fortress with massive stone walls that fit together perfectly. It's a testament to Inca engineering and a sight to behold. Then there's Coricancha, originally an Inca temple dedicated to the sun god Inti, later transformed into a church by the Spanish. This blend of Inca and colonial architecture is a recurring theme throughout Cusco. And of course, the Cathedral of Cusco itself is a masterpiece of colonial grandeur, showcasing the city's layered history.
Cusco sounds like a history lover's dream. And now, for the main event, Machu Picchu. I'm ready to delve into all things Inca.
Prepare to be amazed. This lost city of the Incas, built in the 15th century and hidden for centuries until its rediscovery in 1911, is truly magical. Perched high in the Andes, surrounded by lush greenery, Machu Picchu has an allure that's only heightened by the mystery surrounding its exact purpose. Was it a royal estate? A religious sanctuary? A strategic military outpost? We still don't know for sure.
The mystery definitely makes it even more intriguing. So, how do we get to this legendary Machu Picchu? Is it like a treacherous journey?
Well, there are two main ways to reach it. First, there's the iconic Inca Trail, a challenging but rewarding trek through stunning mountain scenery and Inca ruins. It's a bucket list experience for many, but permits are limited, so booking well in advance is essential.
The Inca Trail sounds incredible, but those limited permits are a concern. Are there any alternative treks in the region that might be easier to book?
Absolutely. There are several alternative treks that offer stunning scenery and cultural immersion without the permit restrictions of the Inca Trail. The Salcanta trek, for example, is a popular option that takes you through diverse landscapes, from snow-capped mountains to cloud forests. It's physically challenging, but incredibly rewarding.
Okay, I'll research those alternative treks. Now, for those of us who prefer a more comfortable journey, what other options are there?
No problem. You can opt for the train. It's a more scenic and relaxed option. Several companies offer routes to Machu Picchu, including the luxurious Belmont Hiram Bingham train for those seeking a touch of vintage glamour.
Glamour on a train to Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. But before I get carried away, what about visiting tips? Our sources mention crowds and ticket logistics, which I definitely want to be prepared for.
Right. This is crucial. First, entry tickets to Machu Picchu must be purchased in advance. No showing up on the day hoping for the best. The number of daily visitors is limited to protect the site, so plan ahead.
Got it. Any tips for navigating those crowds once we're there?
Crowds can be intense, especially during peak season. Consider visiting early in the morning or late in the afternoon for a more tranquil experience. And while you're booking those Machu Picchu tickets, think about adding Huayna Picchu to your itinerary.
Huayna Picchu. That's that towering peak overlooking Machu Picchu, right? The one in all the iconic photos.
That's the one. It offers incredible panoramic views, but it has even stricter entry limits than Machu Picchu itself. You'll need a separate ticket, and they sell out quickly, so factor that into your planning.
All right, Huayna Picchu added to the list. So, I've explored the vibrant neighborhoods of Lima, delved into the history of Cusco, and stood in awe of Machu Picchu. What's next on our Peruvian adventure?
How about we slow down the pace a bit and soak in the scenery of the Sacred Valley? It's a breathtaking region just north of Cusco, dotted with charming towns, Inca ruins, and opportunities to connect with local culture.
Sacred Valley sounds like the perfect place to catch my breath after all that exploring. What towns stand out as must-sees? The sources mentioned a few.
They did. Ollantaytambo is known for its impressive Inca fortress and well-preserved town plan. If you're a history buff, you'll love exploring the narrow streets and imagining life in Inca times. Then there's Pisac, famous for its vibrant Sunday market. You'll find colorful textiles, handcrafted souvenirs, and a real taste of local life. And lastly, Chinchero, known for its beautiful textiles and traditional weaving techniques. It's a great place to pick up a unique souvenir and support local artisans.
The Sacred Valley is definitely calling my name, but I have a feeling some travelers might be looking for more than just ruins and markets. What about those craving a bit of adrenaline?
The Sacred Valley delivers on that front too. You can find everything from hiking and biking to zip lining through the stunning mountain scenery. And for a truly immersive experience, why not visit a traditional weaving community? You can learn about dyeing techniques using natural ingredients and maybe even try your hand at weaving.
Okay, so the Sacred Valley offers a bit of something for everyone. Now, I can't help but notice our sources hinting at one more high-altitude adventure, Lake Titicaca.
Ugh. Ah, Lake Titicaca, the world's highest navigable lake. Imagine sparkling blue waters surrounded by the Altiplano, the high-altitude plateau of the Andes. It's a truly unique experience.
High-altitude lake, check. So where do we even begin?
Puno is the gateway city to Lake Titicaca. It's a great place to acclimatize to the altitude, explore colorful markets, and try the local cuisine. But the real highlight is venturing out onto the lake itself.
And that's where the floating islands come in, right?
Exactly. The Oros floating islands are made entirely of reeds. It's a sight to behold. The Oros people have lived on these islands for centuries, maintaining their traditional way of life. You can visit the islands, interact with the locals, and learn about their unique culture and how they build and maintain their floating homes.
Okay, that's officially at the top of my must-see list. Is there anything else we should know about Lake Titicaca?
Beyond the Uros Islands, the lake has a deep spiritual significance to Andean people. It's a place of legends and ancient beliefs, adding another layer to this already fascinating destination.
So much history and culture packed into one lake. We've explored mountains, ancient ruins, and even floating islands. What could possibly be left?
Hold on to your hats, because we're about to head into the heart of the Amazon rainforest. It's a world away from the high-altitude landscapes we've been discussing, showcasing a completely different side of Peru's diversity.
Okay, I'm ready for a change of scenery. Bring on the rainforest.
Prepare for incredible biodiversity. The Amazon is the largest rainforest in the world, teeming with a staggering array of plants and animals. We're talking giant water lilies, pink river dolphins, poison dart frogs. The list goes on.
Poison dart frogs. Okay, maybe I'll admire those from a safe distance.
Don't worry, they're far more dangerous to insects than to humans.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So where do we even begin exploring this vast rainforest?
You have two great options. Iquitos is the largest city in the Peru